Alright, so we're in the middle of the India versus England series, and while the cricket has been great, the glamour quotient has been missing, but now we have it. Mr. Hollywood himself joining the telecast of India versus England. Thanks so much for talking to us, Shane. Firstly, you've played with great openers. You've played alongside great openers as well. If I was to ask you to pick the most destructive opener in recent times, you have options ranging from, say, Jasurya to Matty Hayden to Warne now and Virendra Sehwag. Who would you put at number one?
You know, I started playing Test cricket, as you know, in 1991, 92 against India. We had guys like Ravi Shastri back then, Dilip Vengsarkar I played against. Then we had Desmond Haynes for the West Indies. There was a lot of players over the last 20 years that have been wonderful players. But I think as far as destructiveness goes, Matthew Hayden would be up there for most destructive. But I think Sehwag would have to be number one in the most destructive opening batsman that I've seen in the last 20 years. Michael Slater would probably be second.
You mentioned during the 2004 tour of Australia to India, one of the biggest reasons why the Australian team did well is because they started loving playing in India. Do you suspect that some of the Indian players don't really love touring the likes of Australia and England, and that's one of the major reasons why they haven't been doing well?
Yeah, it's a good point. It does take a while to understand the culture of different countries you go to, and my advice to the Indian team would be when they do go to Australia or do go to England or do go to South Africa and these places, is to embrace the culture of that country too, like touring teams do when they come to India. Go out and see the sights of that country, go and embrace the culture of that country, don't stick to yourself too much. When we came to India here in 2004, the previous tours we sat in our hotel room and stuck together. In 2004 we got in tuk-tuks and rickshaws and went and saw the snake charmers, went and saw some young boys playing cricket in the park. We ate out on the street, we ate all the different types of foods. Sometimes it was hard to accept the hot, spicy stuff, but we embraced the culture, and I think that helped when we went out to play. With our experiences of losing the series before, we learned how to win, and we enjoyed the tour.
All right, now someone who's embraced Australian culture was, of course, Sachin Tendulkar, and that's why he got the Order of Merit. But there was a big debate with regards to that. One of your former teammates, Matthew Hayden, wasn't happy with Sachin given that award, especially after his role in the whole investigation of that monkey gate. Where do you stand on this debate?
Yeah, I suppose it's always a topic for discussion when an opposition country gives someone a huge honour. For me, I think Sachin deserves every honour, so I disagree with Haydos about that, because I think what Sachin's done for the game on and off the field has been fantastic. So, and it just means that this week that I'm going to get a huge honour from India. I'm sure they're going to give me something here in India this week.
No, lots of Indian fans absolutely adore you, Shane. But from another former teammate, Matthew Hayden, to another one, we're talking about Michael Clarke. He seems in tremendous form. Would you say currently in Test cricket he's the best batsman there is out there?
I think he's a wonderful player. I think he's the best batsman in the world at the moment. I don't think there's much doubt about that.
Right, not just with the bat, Michael Clarke has been a fantastic captain in the little time that he's been in charge of the team. He would have been a better captain had he had someone like Shane Warne to give the ball to. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm preparing for the Big Bash as well. I've been bowling in the nets in recent weeks, getting ready for the Big Bash after this Test match. I would love to stay and commentate for SBN Star here for the whole series, but unfortunately I'm going back to play in the Big Bash and captain the Melbourne Stars. And I told Michael the other day that the form's pretty good and the ball's coming out well, and he said you're welcome in the team anytime you like. So I don't think that'll be happening, but it's nice that Michael thinks so.
Right, I'm going to take a cue from that since you're saying the ball's really coming out well from the hand. Any chance that you're playing Big Bash, any chance of making a return to the IPL? Maybe not as a player, maybe as a coach?
Well, I've got a dinner tonight with the owners of one of the owners of the Rajasthan Royals, so you never know. All
right, just the thought that you've had that you might make a return should make many IPL fans very happy in India.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for Retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time, and Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.